When thinking of the art of driving, there's a lot that goes into the perfect formula. Everyone has their own opinions and preferences, but for me it comes down to a few simple ingredients. A nice driving road, blue skies, and of course, a car to enjoy. It's that last part, the car, that's most interesting, and what really draws out the type of experience. I've been driving for over 12 years, and every car I've been in is special to me. The first car I learned to drive in could have been anything in the world, but it was this, the old family Prado, and it taught me freedom and adventure. Moving to my full license and hopping into a V8 Commodore, the car that taught me power and grunt. Then taking a step back and employing a Hyundai Excel as my daily, the car that taught me to appreciate the essentials. And another car I'm yet to show you here at this stage, but one that's taught me pride and sentimentality. Between these and the many other cars I've had the chance to drive over the years, there's been one class of car that's caught my attention the most. A type of car that makes me feel something I haven't gotten from my own fleet. Most of the cars I've owned over the years are what some people would call land yachts. I feel the need to explore the opposite end of the spectrum. Sports cars are a wide category in themselves, but they aim to evoke a sense like no other, a synergy between man and machine. The nature of the car steers away from dreary commuting and makes the journey what matters. And of all the examples out there, there's one sports car that's made a particularly lasting impact on me. While test driving one with a friend through the hills, we found ourselves giggling over this feeling of pure joy. It was poetry through the corners, not so powerful that it was scary, and a roof that folded down to enjoy the open air. It created that bond I mentioned between the machine and I, one with each other. For this, the Mazda MX-5 is one of the finest driving machines I've had the chance to get behind the wheel of. I'm not claiming it's the best car in the world, but in those moments, it made me feel like no other car had been able to.
And so I am ecstatic to share with you all my BMW Z3. Obviously, this is a bit confusing. I've just confessed all my admirations for a Mazda and ended up with this. And the Mazda is always on my radar, but this popped up on my feed and I could not turn this down. Let me show you around. It is a 1997 model with 45,000 kilometers. That is absurdly low. That's ridiculous. One owner before me, and like I said, just popped up in my feed, and well, I had to have it. And here we are. I've got a convertible. I mean, it's similar enough to a MX-5. We've got a two-seater and manual soft top, of course. This one has the 4-cylinder, just the baby. And where it does top trump the MX-5 is it is a 1.9 litre, not a 1.8. But they managed to get less power out of it, so go and riddle me that one. Otherwise, we do have a near 50-50 weight distribution. You can see that the whole engine and seating position has been pushed more towards the back, so it's kind of central, so it achieves that. It's the right colour as well for a convertible. I mean, come on, you cannot beat a red convertible on a day like this. It is just a beautiful thing to behold. Just look at it. Styling in general, you do have some BMW-esque things. We come back around to the front, and there is, of course, the kidney stone grille. And my favourite part is this. What kind of new car these days gives you that kind of little design? Someone had to do that. They purposely put that there for... Don't think it... Hang on, now I gotta know. I actually haven't properly looked at this yet. I don't know if this is actually a functional vent. Let's pop this massive bonnet. This is a huge bonnet, and my favorite part about it is it actually, look at the way it wraps around the car. It's actually quite a piece. Anyway, if you ever get to one of these, the latch to release it is up there, and there it is. You can see where there's a little bit more space for a couple more cylinders, and look at that, it is not functional. So bit of a bummer, but I mean, come on, that is such a nice little touch. I don't mind that at all. Otherwise, if you own other BMWs of this time, it might be a similar sort of looking engine bay. Shares a lot with the 3 Series in terms of the engine bay and apparently the rear suspension as well. This is the M44 engine, a slant 4, that's people like to say, and otherwise not really much interesting, if I'm honest. A little bit more space there for a couple more cylinders, and otherwise they make a very large bonnet area seem actually quite small. The rest of this engine bay is taken up by your strut top mounts around here. So, and a huge freaking washer bottle. Have you seen this thing? It's massive. Rear end is a little bit less interesting, but also just quite tidy, I suppose. Not a huge boot. I mean, exactly what you expect for this class of car. Very compact. A few things in here, I do apologize. You know, all the space you need. Car, of course, comes with Club Z hats. Well, now I'm going to show you the best part, and the whole reason why you buy a car like this is for your convertible top. So this one, it's only just a latch there and latch there, and the whole thing comes up and over like so, and that's it. We're in the sun. And now I have a perfectly lit interior because there's no roof. I can talk about that. So if you know your 90s BMW, very, very sort of familiar styling, but this, compared to the MX-5, this is a much nicer place to sit. And again, just credit to the previous owners of this, because look at the condition of it. There is not a single imperfection in here. It is amazing. You got this beautiful wood grain across the whole car, which is, I think, about the only option they've actually ticked in here, because, you know, it is a base model, really. There's a lot of poverty buttons here where they don't do anything. There's buttons for traction control and such, but I mean, it's just, I'm dumbfounded. I'm dumbfounded by how clean everything is in here. I haven't even vacuumed this yet. It's amazing. It is, I could go on about it forever, honestly. And while the cabin is, you know, pretty small, we do have a couple of little cubby holes hiding around the place. We got one here, one here. Another accolade of buying a used car is mysterious tapes. I have no idea what's on that, but one day I'll find out. And otherwise, not much else going on. No cup holders, kind of standard in this kind of thing, I guess. Right, well, enough chit-chatting. I'm gonna drive it. Now I can get out of my BMW-esque park. I don't enjoy doing it, I'm just obliged to. It comes with the badge, okay? And we have the roof down, so it only means one other thing that we have to do, and that is sunnies. What a day. This is amazing. I am actually living the dream right now. This is everything that I wanted. This is amazing. So the first impressions I got of the car are as follows. It's very soft. It's, you know, kind of what I expected. And, you know, other things about it that just sort of, you know, it's not an MX-5. I'm realizing that more and more as I drive it. There's a big steering wheel in front of me. It's not meant to turn quick. And it is slow. This is a really slow car. That's got an extra, say, 100-ish kilos over the MX-5, so the NB at the time. And with that little bit less power than the 1.8 the Mazda offers, it definitely shows. This is probably one of the slower things I've driven. I reckon my XL could give it a run for its money. Oh, by the way, if you're looking into getting yourself a Z car, be warned, all of them do this. Seatbelt. Passenger side too. It feels a little bit heavier than it probably is, and between that and the eco tyres that the previous owners have put on it, doesn't exactly inspire much confidence. But the biggest thing that's different about this compared to the MX-5 is I don't feel like driving fast. The shifter is, you know, pleasant to hold. It's not a very long throw at all. Everything just makes sense in its own distinguished way. This is just poetry. Such a good day for this. Is this the experience I thought I was getting myself into? Not even nearly, but I'm kind of glad that it is, because in a way it's taught me that sense of freedom again. You know, I don't challenge myself at all when I'm behind the wheel of this car. I don't know what it is, but it's something in the nature of the car that makes me want to savor the corners, enjoy the scenery, and just appreciate that endless blue sky above me that I love so much. And at the end of the day, it's just another reason to get out for a drive.
In honesty, I didn't buy this car because I knew it was right for me. I bought it by means simply to find something like a summer fling. But who knows? I might end up catching feelings just yet.